Ben Bernanke has a lot of credibility, but it's not necessarily his credibility that's giving him the success in the bond market that the Fed is seeing. The Fed's buying all the treasuries at this point. In the first quarter, the Fed bought about 72% of all the net treasury issuance. So it's not like there's a whole lot of market out there for other people to participate in.
Well, it's interesting because this is Michael Shaul of Marketfield Asset Management, who's a friend of this show, frequently a guest on our programming here. And what he's looking at is this idea that the volatility for options on treasury bonds is very low. This is something called the MOVE Index, the Merrill Option Volatility Expectations Index. It's a mouthful, but in essence what this chart tells you is how much the expectations are for treasury market volatility, and it's very low. It's at its lowest levels ever. It hit it earlier this month. So people are experiencing perhaps a bit of complacency about the bond market the way that they could be about the stock markets when the VIX falls.
They know there is a buyer of last resort, that somebody's going to come in and scoop up almost all of the treasuries that are out there.
Yeah, and we also heard the Fed, at least from the last statement, likely to be accommodative for a long time.
It's going to keep going for quite some time, at least through this year into next year, so you can understand why the volatility is very low. The interesting thing is going to be when the discussion changes, when they start talking about either buying less or getting out of the business of buying, then you'll see the volatility spike. The question is, who's going to be doing the selling? You know, the Fed is probably going to hold on to its portfolio. The Fed owns most of the treasuries, and they own about 40% of the entire treasury market now. The Chinese own a lot. You know, is there really going to be a rush for an exit? It's a really interesting debate right now on bond trading desks over whether you're going to see a massive move or not.